No. On Saturday. Can we do it on a Saturday? That's all I'm asking. Can we do Thanksgiving once a month on a Saturday? All of us come together and let's give thanks to God and thankful for family and all that stuff. Let's do it once a month since we're so enthusiastic about doing it this holiday. Can we do it once a month?
Okay. If we do it once a month, what's going to be your contribution?
Whatever you want. I will contribute the drinks,
the
soda.
What you cooking?
You see? Why you got to be
Where your labor at? Because you running your mouth.
Soda,
where your labor at? I don't want nothing to drink.
First of all, y'all don't want me to I'll wash the dishes because y'all don't want me to cook nothing. You said I cook on the air fryer.
Get a history book and really. But
they don't teach you this. The other part of it in school. They do not teach you this. They tell you it was just a happy feast and that was it. And they don't tell you about the massacre.
The slaughter and the massacre of the
Why do they do that? They don't teach you how to farm, how to live off land, how to be an entrepreneur. They teach you how to go to work for somebody. They teach you how to just punch in and then pay back your debt.
This is how they made their living. This is dollars and cents. This was progressive for them to keep everybody behind so that they can progress and get
the curriculum
wealthy.
Has to change. Hello. Welcome to the Millennial Minded Podcast with Marquis
and Jeeah.
And we are excited because this is our 12th episode, which means we hit 3 months. 3 months going at it. Yes.
Consistently.
Listen, before you go further, just hit the like button right now. Go ahead and
subscribe.
Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button. Yeah.
And leave a comment.
Yeah. Don't go any further. Just do that right now.
I feel like we've grown. Like our content is getting better and better. Yeah. We see that in the comments and we see that with the rapport, the dialogue that we have with, everybody that's been subscribing and looking into our channel.
Yes. So thank you so much for all the comments. Everyone that has followed us, please, on Instagram. At millennial.minded. You can email us. We have our email as the millennialmindedpodcast@gmail.com. But mostly that seems like the comments, we can get a lot more topics from you and content from you, suggestions. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Should we go to what's trending? Should we read some comments?
What's trending? Let's do what's trending.
One is y'all in Newark, New Jersey. Take it easy, man. Y'all got us on another lockdown. Not us, because I ain't in Newark.
Yeah.
I'm bougie.
You wouldn't even be able to drive through the Newark right now because they got streets blocked off. Like, sis, you can't come down this block. You got to go like the whole Ironbound section. That's the mainly Portuguese section where they wasn't really hit as hard a couple of months ago. Now it's out of control. You can't even drive down some of those streets.
Wow. Wait, you know what? Before we go any further, there's something I gotta say. Do y'all can y'all see Jeeah right now?
Come on.
She has stunning. When she walked through the door, I said, "Woo!"
Blew his mind.
Is this you? Mm-hmm. Looks beautiful.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. I like to switch it up every now and again. Yeah. I told y'all I'm a chameleon a couple of episodes back. I changed
last week was braids. Now
braids.
Look at it.
I may have a fro next week. I may have my hair wrapped up. I just like just to be unique.
Yes.
But thank you.
Good. No problem.
Y'all like the look. So
listen, Newark is shutting down. I think Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So stop partying. Stop doing what y'all doing. Let's try to ease the curve of this coronavirus. I know some feel like it's not a real thing. I know I have family members that went through it, that had it. And was close to, losing their life. So I don't take it lightly. I think I did have it at the beginning of the year. I lost my taste and smell. Mm-hmm. I had to report that. So, but it kind of passed. Other than that, I didn't have any other symptoms.
No, but
I would caution you, don't take it lightly.
No.
So Newark is shutting down. So what else? In the New York City protests.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that. The parents out there protesting. they're done with this virtual
learning.
Yeah, they're done with it. What's your thoughts on that?
I understand why they are protesting. They are sick and tired of it, but we are back on the rise. So there's nothing that we can do. And for the most part, it's the parents that have to go to work that don't have the child care. And they say that a lot of them don't have the resources to continue virtual learning. They don't have the laptops. They don't have the tablets. They don't even have the Wi-Fi connections and what's going on. But I did see a study that's showing that y'all ain't logging some of y'all kids into virtual learning. Some parents is like, you know what? Y'all want them back in school? When the schools open back up, that's when they'll go back. Y'all over it. So they're doing as much as they can to try to get the kids in school as fast as they can because they are seeing a decline in attendance with virtual learning. So...
And I noticed it's probably a little bit harder for kids to concentrate sitting there all day on that laptop or computer. I think some schools provide laptops, maybe.
Some of them, yeah. A lot of them have to if you want. They have to, or you in Newark again, and they have some community centers open to where you can take your child if they don't have access to certain things. And
that's cool.
So I spoke to a couple of y'all know I got 4 goddaughters, and I spoke to one of them, and she's really, really good in school, and she loves school. And I asked her, like, baby, how's school going? She's like, I hate it. And I never heard her say, like, I hate school. She loves school, and she, she's under 10. So it's affecting the children socially and pressing the buttons on. I get it. They're having a hard time with it.
But that's the weird thing. If I was their age or even in high school, I would not be having a hard time with it.
Well, okay. I'm in my final semester at King University for my bachelor's degree to go into my master's.
Go ahead, girl.
I'm struggling too. I'd rather be in the classroom. Like I'm over it. My professors, their faces all in the camera. Like Miss Eason, they pressing buttons while I'm over it. Like I'd rather
never
be
in a million years. If I had, that's not taking this lightly at all. But if I had this opportunity to stay home,
you would love it.
Oh man, most of my friends we were like, yo, we wish we had. I guess that's bad to say.
No, I like working from home. I work from home like 3 days a week, and now I go back into the office 2 days a week. I would work at home forever if I could.
Yeah.
But school, I'd rather go to the school building. I'd rather go in class. And this is for higher education. So sitting on a computer all day for me, who's in my 30s, it's a struggle, and the computer is what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a struggle.
No, I would love it.
You say that now.
Well, I'm not taking no classes, so you might be right now. You might be right.
And you ain't sitting behind a frustrated child doing virtual learning. They said the parents got drinks in their hands, cigarettes, smoking like... What link they were supposed to press again? Parents is over it. So I know.
I can see that toll on parents. Sorry. Yeah. So we got to do what we can to stop this spread, man.
Well, they saying Pfizer is coming. Marquis don't want a mandate, but I don't know. They saying 2021. This vaccine is looking really
95% effective. I think it said. That's good. That's good. Are you taking it?
I'm taking it.
You taking it?
I'm taking it.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I beat it. I don't know if I'm immune. I feel like I did have it at the beginning of the year. I feel like I'll be okay. So I don't know.
But if you transmit it to somebody, that's going to be the worst feeling. Because if you okay and you give it to me and I'm not okay, then it's just like I should have just took the vaccine.
That's a
would
good
you
point.
take the vaccine for somebody else besides your own personal feelings?
I would. Just let me make the choice. Just don't mandate it. Don't tell me, hey, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the movies, you can't go whatever.
Yeah.
Without this. Showing that you have this done. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Anything else trending before we move on?
It's been a busy week. It's the week before Thanksgiving, so it's a lot going on. But as far as like what we need to cover, like, okay, that's it.
Anyone read any comments or?
Yeah, we had some good comments from last week's episode 11.
Episode 11.
Marquis said, "Came clean, honey. You just had a whole little spiritual awakening." I was so proud of him looking back at it. I watched it a couple of times, and people, instead of calling him, they calling me like, is Marquis being blackmailed? Is somebody coming out against him? Like, he don't share at all. I'm saying, oh, well, it's good that he's coming out. By the way, just to clarify some things.
Go ahead.
Nobody is holding anything over you, are they?
No, I don't think so. No.
Do you have anything for anybody to hold over you?
No, not at all.
You ain't got to get it out to us, but get it out to them. Because
no, it was just good to be trans. My boy hit me up like, yo, maybe you should talk more about yourself. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a
nice.
shot.
They know everything about me and Mr.
Mystery
Marquis. Here we go. So maybe we could get some more out of him.
Well, not today, though. Not today. But yeah, for sure. I have no problem doing that.
Do you find it hard opening up, period?
I feel like I'm a private person.
Okay.
With people I'm cool with, like I have no problem opening up with and talking and chopping it up. I'm very relatable and relational, if that's the word.
Okay.
But as far as like my social media or like YouTube, what we're doing now, I'm not the kind of guy. I think we talked about this like kind of in the Cuties episode about even like parents that post their kids all the time and
like
all that.
You
like,
don't post a lot.
I'm not doing that, but I wouldn't mind sharing good content that's personal, but like you don't need to know like my. There's a guy, I think I mentioned it before. Business guy named Gary V. I follow him, very motivational speaker and all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, I post like 10,000 worth of content weekly, but you don't know who my wife is or my kids are, what my kids look like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I post personal stuff. I share personal stories, etc. So I kind of see myself in that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
I get it. I respect that. So when you get married, we're not gonna see no pictures of your wife.
No.
Y'all gonna see y'all gonna see my husband's finger. Y'all gonna see his toenail. And y'all gonna see his haircut. I want you to know that this is mine. Okay.
You said finger.
His finger. His everything that is.
Unless she wants to maybe.
Now, if he say I don't want to be on the camera, I'll be like, "Why? What you hiding? What you got to hide? What you mean?"
He's just a private dude.
No,
he's just cool.
He
low key.
I'm gonna write mine on his forehead. You're gonna see everything about him. Now, my child. Yeah, it's some people that I actually see some of y'all children every single day.
Yeah, like I don't like that.
That's a little weird. Like I share some stuff about my son, but I don't post him like some of y'all kids. I'll be like, look at my niece, look at my nephew. I feel like they family now. I see him more than I see my own.
Right, I'm not.
I'm
not with that. No, I'm not with that. But I wouldn't mind sharing personal stuff that's going to uplift whatever I'm teaching, whatever valuable content.
Well, what you shared last week, it was significant, and it got me to thinking. If y'all notice how I was looking back and I was just kind of looking at you, but my mind was thinking because when you said some things about like, being appointed as a deacon and how you felt unworthy of that title and you should have never did it. I was kind of thinking to myself, like, I know you personally, and I'm looking like what grave sin did he commit that it would make him say that? Like, did you steal from the church? Did you steal from people? I was thinking, like, you would have to be a messed up individual to actually think that. So I don't know. I kind of felt like at the time that you were appointed and I was around, that it was something that you lived up to and that you were worthy of. And you made we all make mistakes, but to come down on yourself like I was never, like, people can put blame on my name and it says I can't have blame on my name. Job was the only person that was blameless in the Bible besides Jesus Christ. Okay?
So when I read blameless, I don't think it means like completely like nothing, like you're just no blemish, no spot, nothing, no wrinkle. I just think it means like a good reputation amongst the people.
And you don't think you had a good reputation amongst people?
Not entirely, no.
See, I see it differently. You got to get.
But you're also my cousin, though.
Yeah, but we were always also in ministry, and I've seen him personally sacrifice for people, for their children, your time, yeah. Absolutely, and not just for there's what times I say, you got kids from the church, you better come pick up my son too. Like literally basketball games and different games and different events and taking them out, and not just because we were, deacons and, ahead of the youth department, but it was just like really pouring into people's children. And
wow, you're making something really good. But it's true.
And I'm not really. You don't really need me for that, but sometimes you need somebody that see on the outside, because you're looking at what you've done internally to say I wasn't worth this, and even though you struggled internally, externally you got up and you got out there and you worked for the Lord and you worked for the ministry and you worked for the church and you were there sunrise and you were there when night fell, and you was locking up and taking people home and getting people there and praying and teaching and come on now. So when you say don't be so hard on yourself, because let me tell you what I did about myself.
Go ahead. That's a good point you brought up.
I thought for the longest time, because I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I was remaining abstinent.
By the way, did people guess how long you was abstinent for?
Nobody got the correct guess. But I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I was abstinent. I was a worker in the church. I was a teacher in the church. I was opening up the church and closing the church and giving people rides and ministering to the community. I thought that Jeeah was here.
Really?
I thought I was all the way up here, y'all. When I tell you God knocked me down, like, girl, you think you somebody because you don't drink, you don't smoke, and you don't have sex? You ain't nobody. Like, I had to get that out of my head, that because I did not do certain things that I was like more worthy or better than some people. And God humbled me to the point was like, you ain't nobody. Who you think you is? You still got a nasty attitude. You still pop off at the mouth. You still ignore people. Like, it was just certain things that God was like, I was really thinking like, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I go to church. I take my son to church. I take care of I'm this. And I thought that I deserved some things from the Lord that I wound up never getting. And then it really took me to step back and see, like, you don't deserve nothing but the pit of hell. Like, apart from Jesus, we're nothing but filthy rags. And I thought, like, I deserved the title. You said you didn't. I worked for it. I had my stripes. I proved myself. I'll put some people kids before my own in some instances, and that's in both churches that I'm affiliated with. So it was just like I felt like I just my name is Deacon. Yes, I deserve it. I worked for this title, and I've proven myself. And then to hear you say that, I felt like I should have never got it. It's just like, how different was he from me? Like, you didn't do everything that I did, and I didn't do everything that you did, but we still ministered from our hearts to the Lord. So that comes into play.
Yeah, you are. I would say you were right.
I know I'm right.
At the time when I was young, right?
Will do it. Yeah, you was young when you got. I was young too. So there's no excuse. I was young too.
That's the thing. Like. So at that time, and as enthusiastic as I was, you couldn't tell me that, not that I felt like I was higher or anything like that, but like I did feel like which is not no such thing in the Bible as a walking deacon, but I walked, I did this, I proved myself, so I thought, and all that stuff. And then now, I'm 32?
Yes,
32?
32
years old. Now, getting more understanding of scripture and stuff, like maybe
like I should have waited a little bit.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what and then a lot more blemishes and stuff like that
came along
the ride as a deacon. So I was like, I should have been just wait, don't be so suddenly there lay hands, just wait, test yourself,
lay hands on no one suddenly.
There we go.
That's what the scripture says.
Exactly. All those blemishes go, blah blah blah. Okay, now let's see what's up.
Now, if we waited for men to get their act together in the church, we have 80-year-old men with white socks and black shoes on and sweatpants coming working in the Lord. Like, we gotta get them young. It's like, okay, you're not perfect, but you're willing to do the work. You come on, that's
that young guy.
Which one?
He just fell. Carl Lentz from Hillsong.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like you got to get all that
out of your system. No, you don't. We ain't going there. He been married for 17 years. Well, a lot of people get married young, and if we talk about, abstinence, and some people just get married because I'm ready to have sex.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and get married, because the Bible says it's better to marry than to burn. Yeah. So he shouldn't have got married that young if that was the case.
But he probably was so dedicated to the Lord, like, I don't want to sin anymore. So let me go ahead and because Scripture says, 1 Corinthians 7, it's better to marry than to burn. I'm burning with these desires.
So let me marry.
Let me go ahead and marry and fulfill that. And I guess the crux of it is, if you never deal with that issue, it's never that flesh will never be satisfied. That desire is never going to be filled. Only God can really satisfy your soul.
That's true.
So you do that, you're good. And now it's just like, okay, I'm getting fed a little bit, but I'm not full. So what's the next thing? And now, he had some, Hillsong really said moral failures and stuff like that. And now he's not the minister of Hillsong anymore, the pastor.
No, not the pastor. Not in New York.
So, I feel like a little bit more time before. I don't know how old he is.
It doesn't matter how old he is. Like you said, if it's in a man that's not fulfilled, that he's looking outside of the home, it doesn't matter what his position is, whether you will see he'll be a pastor or a truck driver. If it's in him to look outside the home, he gonna go and get it. And it's 2020, so y'all getting exposed. So I don't know if it was more so his status at that point, because he was doing stuff to the girl. I seen the girl up there like, yeah, he told me not to Google his name. And it's bimbo he was a celebrity. Sitting there so I just never Googled his name. Girl, get your life. Like, are you serious?
I think she knew what was going on.
They asked her, it was like, well, were you okay when you found out he was married? She was like, I was okay with it.
Oh.
So there will be a time where a man will be like, I have a wife. I'm not leaving, because 9 times out of 10 they don't leave their wives. Wives ain't going nowhere unless they leave sometimes. But she was just like, okay, you're not leaving your wife. Like, some people are good with that, but that's a whole nother.
That's a great topic. That's a whole nother discussion. We're gonna say that one. Let me put a marker on that one. That's a good one. Okay. So I still think just a little bit more time.
So you should have taken your time. But I just think you shouldn't have beaten up on yourself about that.
I accept that.
Because I'm looking like, okay, I'm trying to think of, like, what did he do?
I got you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, cuz. So today's episode we wanted to get into, because we know the holiday is coming up and you're getting ready to devour your turkey and your stuffing and your macaroni and cheese, and we just wanted to sprinkle a little truth on that before you enjoy that festivity and take part in that and give you like the real meaning of Thanksgiving and how it all came about, how it started. And this holiday is for me that I didn't celebrate. Once I again get older, reading stuff, learning more about history. I'm a huge history buff. Learning more about things. We never read the comments, but anyway. So I'm like, I'm not following that holiday. Oh, that's not really in the Bible. I'm not following that one. I started to fall off and have some kerfuffle, as you said, with family members.
Marquis would walk out of Thanksgiving and be like, I don't celebrate this pagan holiday. And walk straight out while all of the family about to sit down and eat. He walking out the door because he trying to soften himself up. Now, I will get on you about that. So I'm telling you not to beat yourself up about becoming a deacon, but I'm going to beat you up about walking out on Thanksgiving. He's known to walk out on Thanksgiving.
Okay, so.
Am I lying?
Did I walk out of a Thanksgiving or two? Perhaps.
He'll eat the food the day after. Won't touch the food for Thanksgiving. And we cook specific. We don't fry chicken on Thanksgiving. I don't think that's a traditional meal. But Marquis likes fried chicken. So I fry 200 wings. And this Negro get up and walk out talking about he'll eat it tomorrow because he'll celebrate Thanksgiving today. Devil is a lie. He do that this year.
This is cracking me up. This is great. This is great content. I did walk out a couple of Thanksgivings. It's not pagan, but just the history of it.
Come on.
Made me like, all right, why are we participating in this custom, knowing what has happened?
Okay,
to certain people, people of color.
Yeah.
Right. As usual, we're the usual suspects. So, I stopped participating in it. I am going to participate in it this year. Right. I'm going to be with the family. I'm going to kick it. And all that, and we're gonna enjoy each other's company. I know we're thanking God for this and family, but my issue was like, why can't we thank God and family every other day, any other weekend, any other Thursday besides this one? Why are we coming together on this one?
Okay.
And no one can give me that answer. I'm like, yo, let's have a Thanksgiving next Saturday at my house. No, can't do it. No, it's got to be this holiday. And I'm like, why? But let's get into actually, can you answer that? Why can't we just come together?
We can celebrate it on a Saturday.
So why don't we?
We don't, because they made it a federal holiday where people actually get the time off on that Thursday to celebrate.
Y'all jokers are off on Saturday evening. Why can't we do it on Saturday evening?
We can.
But why
can't we do it on Thursday?
Because of the history of
because Europeans pushed their faiths and their beliefs on us, and just like they did everything else, and now Thanksgiving we fighting about. But go ahead.
Right. So why
they push everything else? All right. So
you know the history of Thanksgiving.
I do.
Why are you celebrating it?
First of all, we named it Thanksgiving. The Europeans never named it Thanksgiving. It was called their harvest feast.
Okay.
And there's some discrepancies that people have about the story of Thanksgiving. We all know that the Plymouth Rock ain't land on us. We landed on Plymouth Rock. We know the story of the Pilgrims coming and the Puritans coming from England, but what did they come for?
For church, right? To spread their
They came because they said, England, y'all ain't holy enough. Y'all don't separate yourself enough for the Lord. Right. We getting away from this. So we need to find somewhere else to where we can go and we can do it the right way. Because they thought it was the wrong way. So they came in the name of the Lord.
Let's just backtrack. Hold on. So these separationists, I think they were called, they left England, went to Holland, realized
they couldn't speak the language.
They couldn't vibe with them. They were whatever. So they're like, all right, let's go hop on this Mayflower, which was probably a horrible ship at the time, and let's go to this new land and let's spread our religion and all that we have and blah blah blah, so we can practice freely. Come to this new land. I think they were already
it was colonized because it's in the 16th century. So remember, they say Columbus discovered America 1492. So
we didn't talk about Columbus.
Well, we ain't about to get into Columbus. We can do a whole history lesson on Columbus. But from 1492, it was already colonists here. So it was already Europeans here.
Already Europeans there. I don't remember exact details. A couple of years ago, I knew everything when I was like, nope, I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving. I knew everything.
He would sit down and tell us too.
I was bold.
But
belief.
Okay, so they came. They were shipwrecked.
They landed in Cape Cod, I think, first.
Yeah.
Then got over here to Plymouth. Met some Native Americans, Indians. They're already in the land. I think one of them actually was able to speak English.
Yes.
They would speak English and help them how to farm and how to live off the land. First of all, a lot of them died that got here. I think they came in the wintertime.
Yeah.
A lot of them died. Couldn't make it. A lot of Indians died. I think they brought over diseases.
They always bring, Europeans is known for bringing disease and killing off the land. But go ahead.
I wonder what that's about. But
they wrapped themselves sometimes intentionally in smallpox and then came and threw the blankets on the land. But that's history that we got to go deep into. But go ahead.
Okay. So some natives died, pilgrims died, or the separationists died as well. Those that made it to spring, they were taught by the people that they were killing how to live off the land and survive. So those natives, I'm sure there was battles and stuff like that on both sides, but this was their land first, right? The people of color's land. They were, even still through all that, they taught the pilgrims how to live off the land. They had a feast at some point
to give thanks
for
the crops that came up that year.
For crops that came up that year.
1621.
There we go. And or at least that's what they teach us, right? I think that's true. They did have that feast.
Because remember, everything that we have that's written was written by them. Because the natives did not, like, they have treaties. There are treaties between the natives, but you know, everything that's written, that's in our history books, was written by the Pilgrims and the Puritans. But go ahead. So it's from their perspective.
Yes. It's, as they say, his story.
His story.
All that happened. They did have a feast. I think it lasted for a couple days.
3 days.
Lasted for 3 days.
We don't celebrate Thanksgiving for 3 days.
We do not celebrate for 3 days. It doesn't make it right still.
Okay.
That we celebrate it. But, because while we're celebrating, there's another group of people that's mourning.
I agree. But I think some people get the timelines mixed up. So that Thanksgiving feast that they had, it was not an automatic slaughter of the Indians.
Not at that time.
Yes,
I agree.
Not at that time. Remember, there's such thing in history called the French Indian War. So there was, and that happened in the 1700s. That was 100 years after the Pilgrims. And so initially people think that the Europeans came and the Indians helped them, which they did. The Indians, Natives Americans, they helped them to live off the land. And then after the 3-day feast, they slaughtered all of them. That is not how it happened. So that's why I don't understand when people say we celebrating the massacre or slaughter of it. That was not the celebration that happened
at that time. But they did celebrate the slaughter later down the line.
Yes, but that wasn't Thanksgiving. It had nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
What did it have to do with it? Because that's what I was taught from my studies, my research. Okay. That, again, that was a couple years ago, so I'm not as firm on it as I once was. So let us know for right.
Yeah, fact check us.
Fact check us for sure.
It was a couple of war. Now remember, the Indians were the Native Americans tribes were against tribes, so they would hook up with the Pilgrims or the people that settled in their land, and then they would kind of fight against each other. So it wasn't all communal, and they would put treaties in that if you don't touch this chief, then we'll leave your people alone. But this chief, when he dies, this one will take over. It was different things in the treaties that protected some of the people. But when we are talking specifically about Thanksgiving and the meaning of Thanksgiving, we do know that it was brought here from the European settlers. We know that it was brought here in the name of Jesus, while they was looking to, and if you have an idea of what they look like, you can refer to like the Amish people, like, the separatists, the ones that they wanted to be separate from the land. They didn't want to have organized church in a building. It was like, no, we having church at home. Like, so if you not exactly Amish, but if you want an idea of what they would look like, it would be like the Amish people in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
And so the Feast of Thanksgiving,
the Pilgrims celebrated a feast.
It was called the Feast of Harvest.
Initially,
it was for sorrow, though. Initially, it was a day of mourning. In Europe, it was a day of mourning. It wasn't a day of celebration. It wasn't.
Europe?
Yeah, in Europe.
See.
They changed it when they got here. In Europe, it was a day of mourning, and that they all came together in the church and they mourned and they prayed and they fasted that day. They didn't eat. That wasn't a feast. I did
hear about a fast. I did see a fast.
When they came over here, when the crops were, because remember they were starving
Mm-hmm.
the year before, and when I tell you they were starving, they was left with 4 women in their whole. From the whole trip. So imagine, out of 118 people, 52 people survived. And you kind of get into, because they were starving, what did they do with the people that died?
That died. That's a great
So
point.
Cannibalism is in the treaties, to where they were getting, and then it's a lot with history.
Here's what I know. They set natives on fire in their shelters.
They did.
They skinned them.
They did.
That's why they call it Redskins. That's why they had to ban that football team.
Mm-hmm.
Change the name. Cut off necks. One of the leaders of the Indian tribe, they sat him on a stick, spike, whatever, his head there for 24 years. And they took over their land.
I agree, but this wasn't Thanksgiving. This wasn't the
Please fact check us. I am pretty sure that massacre.
Did this happen 1621?
No.
Remember, Thanksgiving came into, like, the settlers. They came in 1620. The year later, in October, when their harvest got full,
mm-hmm.
and they celebrated the crops. That was 1621.
Yes, 1621. They did have that celebration. They also had a celebration
that
later.
was considered the first Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That was considered the first Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're talking about years later when more settlers came, because remember, only 52 of them was here
right.
in 1621.
More of them came to the new land
in that area.
Started to wipe them out.
Yes, we agree.
And they did have a celebration.
It was, and you're saying it was a Thanksgiving celebration.
I'm saying they celebrated. They did it. Yeah. You're saying it what's a harvest?
I'm saying there was a celebration, but it had nothing to do with Thanksgiving that we traditionally think about to come together. The meaning of Thanksgiving is something totally different.
What's the meaning of Thanksgiving then?
The meaning of Thanksgiving is when they first came.
Talking about the 1621.
1621, when they first came.
I don't know that's right, because some of the people afterwards. We gotta. Oh, please,
come on. We can debate it.
I don't have that information.
Some of the people afterwards, what?
Huh?
Some of the people afterwards, what?
They kind of made it a holiday, but they were celebrating. They were playing football or soccer with the Indians' heads. They were celebrating getting them off the land and having their own land.
And that was after the Feast of Thanksgiving in
that was after 1621. Yes.
It was after 1621.
But they call that, whatever the second one is, Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what they call Thanksgiving.
And then our wonderful presidents made it a national holiday. Abraham Lincoln. Right. First George Washington, then Abraham Lincoln, right in the middle of the Civil War. So it was they capitalized off of it.
Right.
They did capitalize off of it. I need us to understand why our community thinks so heavily of Thanksgiving. Now,
please explain. Yes.
Because we were taken from our homeland. We were taken from our homeland. We were stripped of our religion, because the Bible that you and I quote and that you can quote, so that's considered the white man's religion, right?
Yes.
That was forced upon us, right?
Right.
We were into our, natural remedies and holistic things, and even some spiritual things that was not. So now we have been enslaved, and after we had been enslaved, remember, we were able to only cook their foods, the master foods. So when we came to celebrate, we always came to celebrate together as a feast, period.
Okay.
Because we were all working in different crops of the land. So when we were able to come together, it was usually on a Sunday when we were able to come together and eat.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we are so heavy on our particular foods is because we were forced to cook the foods that they like and remember. So it was like green beans. Certain Europeans like green beans. Mm-hmm. We turned it around and made collard greens. Ooh. Okay, calories turkey was never a traditional Thanksgiving meal when the settlers came. That's true. Turkey is considered a dumb animal. So it was easy to catch, and because they are dumb, it was like, it's easy to catch and kill. It was more so like fish and lobsters and venison, deer, meat like that. Yeah. So when people say, they put pictures up of a turkey saying, this is not what Thanksgiving about, we know that. Like, that is something that we know. But in the African American home, for you to take something that the Europeans did, because the Europeans did so much to us. Yes. And to fight against the Europeans, you and your black mother house talking about something that the Europeans did in 1621.
To our brothers and sisters that was on this land, that was also stripped of their language, their religion, their faith, their land, just like we were stripped from our religion, our land, and taken. We're going to go now and celebrate this same custom. While other people are mourning. They call it a day of mourning. They're mourning at the Rock. They're just crying. And we're just celebrating. Yeah, family. Yeah. Thanksgiving, especially if you're Christian, Thanksgiving is every day. Every day. You churches who wait till Thanksgiving to hand out a turkey, that brother and sister who's hungry all year round. The homeless person is hungry all year round. They got to wait till Thanksgiving to get a turkey. What are we doing? So why wait till this day for all of our family members to come together and celebrate, where we came from and what was taken from us? Why can't we do it March, April, May, any Thursday, April, May, June, July? Let's do it then. Let's not celebrate this same custom that we know other people are hurting from.
I get that.
That was my thing.
I get that. I agree with you, but because it's a federal national, people have issues with Dr. Martin Luther King birthday being a federal holiday. But they gave us that. Remember, we
the shortest month in the year. Okay, sorry. Never mind.
Well, no, January is the longest. January is.
I was talking about
31 days.
Black History Month.
Black History Month. But there's something that it's kind of been like placed in our hands or forced upon us because we just adapted to certain things that have come down the line. Now, I won't have the argument to say we're not fighting a Native American fight, because that would not be for us to say. We remember the natives wasn't really pro-black either. We can talk about that. But we was forced here.
Yes.
There was nothing we can do. We were forced here. They were already here. So, and then they did retaliate. Natives went down fighting.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't have much fight in us, but the natives went down fighting until they started killing the resources, killing the things that was in the land that literally killed them. Like they needed us to survive. They didn't need the natives to survive.
Yeah.
So.
And then they pushed them to this territory and stuff.
Well, what the U.S. did to the Native Americans is, that is one for the books, to where we understand the plight of them, but we got our own fight to fight right now.
I agree.
We got our own fight to fight right now, and at this point, like I gotta stick with who look like me.
Native Americans look like you, don't they? A little bit.
They do.
Yeah, they do. People of color. They
do. But my history goes back to who looks like me, where I'm from. I'm from Africa. That's where my history is from. That's the fight and the argument.
We're gonna talk more about that history too.
That I'm not from Africa.
No. You from Africa? From Africa.
So are you?
Yeah.
So is everybody that has this color? Well, but the natives are not.
No, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh,
we're gonna talk about that.
So the argument is:
should you celebrate Thanksgiving?
I think you should give us a pass as a family. As a family.
Which I am giving you the pass. I'm going to be there. We're going to break bread.
Yes. We know what the Europeans did to us. We understand what the holiday stems from. I think some of the dates we need to really fact. And don't go on Google to fact check. Come on and get a history book now. Get a history book and really. But
they don't teach you this. The other part of it in school. They do not teach you this. They tell you it was just a happy feast and that was it.
And
they don't tell you about the massacre.
The slaughter and the massacre of the
Why do they do that? They don't teach you how to farm, how to live off land, how to be an entrepreneur. They teach you how to like go to work for somebody. They teach you how to just punch in and then pay back your debt.
This is how they made their living. This is dollars and cents. This was progressive for them to keep everybody behind so that they can progress and get wealthy and send money back to where they came from. When the Spaniards came, they sent money back to Spain, to the kings and queens of Spain. Took the gold, took everything from us. And then you have a young black brother, again, that'll come to his mother table about what white folks did 400 years ago and won't eat a slice of turkey. If you don't get your life, those was your brothers and sisters in Christ that did that.
Yeah, how you gonna go? Ooh, this is another topic.
That the world was destroyed in the name of Jesus. That's why people have such an issue. Everybody done came and did filth in the name of Jesus.
They built the whole religion, Christianity on bloodshed. On bloodshed and crusade wars and just ravaging, just slaughtering people and forcing a religion on them that God doesn't even talk about. He talks about holiness.
Yeah.
That's all you hear is holiness. Yeah. That's the only religion in the Bible, holiness.
Yeah, there's no Puritans, there's no Catholics, there's no
Baptists,
no Baptists,
no apostolic, none of that. Just holiness.
Not in the scriptures.
Not in the scriptures at all. And they just, man, it just makes me boil a little bit. And I feel like I was a little bit duped. Like, man, Christianity is the way. That is the religion. Not Islam, not this. And then you're like, well, look what that happened in Christianity, in the name of Christianity.
Well, it was a lot that happened. It's a lot that happened in religions, period. Yeah. But sometimes we just got to look back at the history of our religion and be like, we're going to have to suck this one up. Okay?
Or my thing is follow the religion of the Bible. Because it's not Christianity. It's not the other ones we just named. It's holiness. Holiness. Try to be holy like God is holy. Mm-hmm. That should be our only religion. Because nothing else in there is written. That's a lot of them is man-made. You got Lutheran. Martin Luther. That's from a brother just branched off. I don't want this. Puritans just branched off. I don't want the
Calvinists.
Right, right. These are man-made religions. So, and that's
the Puritans had a little bit of insight because they was like, we ain't doing this with the Roman Catholics. We ain't playing with y'all. This ain't about God. They had a little bit of wisdom.
They did. Because you're not going to see a pope in the Bible.
No,
you're not going to see that. You're not going to.
People do argue that they say Peter was the first pope.
Yeah, but you could debunk that easily.
How?
A pope is not supposed to be married, right?
Peter was married.
Oh,
yes, he was.
Peter was married, but that's another conversation. We get into religion, we'll talk about that. So my plight, I'm not down with Thanksgiving, but I'm going to accommodate them. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
At his service, look at that.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to celebrate.
His presence is a what?
I'm going to celebrate with my family. We should be giving Thanksgiving all the time.
We do.
We should pass out turkeys all the time.
Turkeys aren't as prevalent until this time of year. There's certain crops that don't come. Apples don't come up like it do.
I see wild turkey in P-Way all the time, just running around.
There's certain crops that come up better in this time, in the harvest time. So that's kind of symbolic to where.
So let me challenge our family. Let's have Thanksgiving once a month.
We're not having Thanksgiving once a month. We can have a family dinner once a month because you're doing the most. You're doing the most.
So why we gotta wait till November to have Thanksgiving? You see what I'm saying?
You would think that Marquis cook, he clean. All he got to do is take a remote, turn on a game, and wait till dinner is done. And he making all of this commotion when I got to fry chicken and stand on my feet and watch my aunt baste a turkey for 7 hours for this Negro to complain about it. We're not doing that this year. Black people, Celebrate Thanksgiving with your family. 2020 has been a hell of a year for all of us. Don't bring that European nonsense. We know what happened. Let's celebrate just who we have while we still have them.
Can we have Thanksgiving next month too?
That's all I'm asking.
Why?
We don't have off on that day. I don't have off next Thursday.
Wait, no. On Saturday. Can we do it on a Saturday? That's all I'm asking. Can we do Thanksgiving once a month on a Saturday? All of us come together and let's give thanks to God and thankful for family and all that stuff. Let's do it once a month since we're so enthusiastic about doing it this holiday. Can we do it once a month?
Okay. If we do it once a month, what's going to be your contribution?
Whatever you want. I will contribute the drinks,
the
soda.
What you cooking?
You see? Why you got to be
Where your labor at? Because you running your mouth. Soda, where your labor at? I don't want nothing to drink.
First of all, y'all don't want me to cook. I'll wash the dishes because y'all don't want me to cook nothing. You said I cook on the air fryer. I'm going to wash the dishes for you. I'll bring the drinks. I'll bring the paper plates, the soda, whatever you want. That would be my contribution. Money.
But we still having Thanksgiving next week. And then next month we'll give him we'll thank him again. We literally do thank him every day. That's one thing that I wanted to put out there.
Yes,
like some things is redundant that y'all putting out there. We know we should get up and give God thanks every day. We never know if it'll be our last day anyway. Mm-hmm. But when I see people that kind of go so hard against Thanksgiving, it tickles my feathers a little bit.
But at the end of the day, I would say celebrate with your family, but just be mindful that you were lied to in school. Be mindful of what has transpired. That's all I'm saying. And then, maybe donate to a Native American place or something like that, or spend time with the natives. Like, that was one of my goals. So, next time me and a friend of mine, we're going to go up to Plymouth and actually bring food and sandwiches or something.
You went to Jamestown?
No.
When they took us? Okay. No. We ain't been to Ghana. Ivory Coast. Seen the slave shit. Yeah, I'm throwing shit.
That's
I'm talking
that's
about
something
us.
I want to do as well. That is something I want to do as well. I want to go back home. I got family that's in Liberia. You know where your family at from Africa?
No.
All right. I know where mine is from.
Here we go ahead, Marquis.
Working on one rib. But honestly, spend time with your family. Just remember, just know where's the history, where it's from. But celebrate with your family, your loved ones, and keep them close. And remember to give God thanks every day.
Every day.
Every day.
If you have a family member that does not celebrate Thanksgiving and does not want to participate, no, they cannot come over Friday for leftovers. Nope. You eat a cup of noodles.
I tried to end on a good note, but
nope.
Here she go.
Y'all not going to do, because as a woman, I feel
the emotions
that we put so much love and so much care and so much time into being able to provide and cook our sons their favorite meals. And my son asked for empanadas for Thanksgiving. I was like, really? Like, it would be a Generation Z that would say, "Mom, you cooking empanadas?" Yeah. Empanadas is not our culture. He was like, "I don't care about the culture. I want some empanadas and rice." He wants me to make Spanish rice and empanadas for Thanksgiving. And I'm here arguing with Marquis about our culture and what we had to eat and why we all over the place. But it's okay.
Yeah. Listen, I'm down for the culture, though. I am down for the culture. I'm going to celebrate with the fam. Hope you do the same. We're going to get that merchandise to you soon. We're going to get that website up and running. Please let us know what you think about celebrating Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Let us your thoughts on it. If you want to fact check us on the dates and stuff.
Fact check us on dates. Let us know that we have anything in error.
Yeah, let us know. Again, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to... I want to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
I really do.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please share with your friends and loved ones, and subscribe yourself if you're watching. Leave some comments. Let us know what you think. And follow us on Instagram at millennial.minded. And happy Thanksgiving to all of you celebrating this Thursday while the others are, going through a tough time. Just remember them. Keep them in prayer.
Keep them in prayer. Give thanks for those who you have around you.
So I can come over for leftovers Friday if I come Thursday?
If you wash the dishes. Episode 12.
Yes. 3 months straight. We've been doing this. We ain't stopping, right?
No.
All right, we ain't stopping. Right now. What did P. Diddy say?
Can't stop, won't stop.
Something like that. Can't stop, won't stop. Blessings. Take care, everybody. Bye.